Chat, here we go. We got ourselves another show match. It's Nwpo and Dark. Nwpo, I believe this is his first show match since the news came out about his RLCS ban. So we are going to cover it a little bit again. We've actually made a video on our secondary YouTube channel talking about it. But the thing that we have to address is I think some people thought that Nwpo was going to get banned from my show matches as well. I know a few people asked about that. I never planned on doing that. I think Nwpo handled his RLCS ban with as much maturity as possible. Dark's going to get a reset and double off the back wall for his second goal. He's absolutely popping off. But I would say that Nwpo has gotten his punishment, and that is his ban for a full year from RLCS. That is decently harsh, and he does not need to be banned from my show matches if you ask me. I'm going to throw a little yes in the chat. Best of 5 is assumed. Dark maybe hit a couple good shots, and he's like, can we go best of 7? Can we extend this a little bit? Yeah, he also didn't cheat in any of my events. He played on an account of another player when he was under 14 years old, which is unfortunately something that people seem to do a lot. And I tell you what, nothing hurts more than a full year RLCS ban. Trust me. That is probably the worst thing you could ever do to him. I don't think he's happy about that. So in the meantime, he'll get to grind some show matches and keep his skills up for when he finally can play in the RLCS. Dark, on the other side of the field, is the up-and-coming 1v1er from the Middle East. He is the new cracked mechanical 14-year-old, and somehow, every time a 14-year-old moves to RLCS age, there is always another one to come in and replace them with innovative mechanics and movement, and that's certainly who Dark is. Nwpo being one of those guys when we first had him on stream, although we've only had him on stream since he's been 15. I don't think we watched him when he was 14 years old. This is a great move by Dark, by the way. Sees the pre-jump of Nwpo coming from far away and just slam the ball to the back wall. You don't need to keep it in the air or keep control of it for any longer than it takes to outplay the defender. So he sees his opportunity to outplay the defender early. He should take it, and he does. And Nwpo's just going to slam in a kickoff goal to tie it right back up. Somebody asked me in chat who I thought would take this one. I think it was JG7. And I do think that Nwpo is favored in this best of 5. We've seen Dark getting better and better in his show matches as he has played more of them. But I just think that Nwpo has been one of the top tier 1s players in recent memory. And we haven't really seen Dark put up a winning performance against a player the caliber of Nwpo. Pretty sure Nwpo was 14 when he debuted on your channel. Oh, he might have been. You know what? You're probably right. Yeah, I think you're right. I think he was 14 because I forgot how recently he did turn 15. He turned 15, got to play a split, and then, you know, it was revealed that he is getting banned just a couple months later. So he's probably about 15 and a half, I would say. Maybe even a little less. Dark down 1. Nwpo's going to pre-jump again. You can see Dark trying to drop the ball to the ground, see if he could sneak underneath Nwpo, who was high in the arena, but Nwpo did a good job falling back down. And this is Nwpo's style, just frantic speed, sticking with this ball. Dark showing why frantic speed isn't always the answer, demoing him here in the corner, and now he needs to find a way to get this ball to the net. He's going to do it with 2 resets and then a fake! Dark! He can already cash in on fake resets the way he started this series because he's been clipping left and right. He will get a nice low bounce as Nwpo misses off the back wall. Fake kickoff from Dark, one of the most convincing ones in the game. Another one of the things that is unique about his play style. What a save. Oh my goodness. Didn't think Nwpo had found the angle, but pretty sure he did after I saw that Dark save. Nwpo's going to pre-jump this one. I saw Vakinus talking about how Nwpo is pre-jumping from yesterday. That is definitely correct the way he's been playing this one. He has pre-jumped before the match had even started. It actually worked to take the ball away. He couldn't hold on to it. Dark ends up getting a free net. Another fake kickoff from Dark, and it works as perfectly as possible. Couldn't quite get enough power. Or actually, you know what? I think he did get enough. Yeah. He wanted to get this ball to net ASAP, and Nwpo just barely couldn't get back in time. Who won Moist versus Vitality? I was watching that. That went to Game 7, right? I'd be interested to know, chat. I have a feeling that we won't be spoiling too many YouTube viewers since the show match was in French. But if you do know both languages and plan on watching both videos, assuming that Life is Cool does put them on YouTube, then unfortunately we might be spoiling it with the chat, which I apologize for. But it also doesn't look like chat is telling us who won it yet, so. Nwpo, kickoff goal. He has been crushing kickoffs in his way to a tie game, but right now he actually did it by reading the fake from Dark. One way to counter the fake kickoff is to get a nice chip into the ball, something you wouldn't want to do if you were Nwpo, if Dark was coming to midfield. Oh, Moist went 4-3 reverse sweep. Wow, crazy. Dark, nice outplay again. Nwpo continues to pre-jump from yesterday. And it's worked some of the time, but when Dark has been able to... Actually, you know what the issue was? It wasn't that Nwpo pre-jumped. It was that he had such a lateral angle. He just needed to read the fact that Dark was going to be taken to the ceiling. Now, credit to Dark, who likely recognized the pre-jump and then accelerated the ball more than maybe he normally would, so as to make Nwpo's angle bad. You know, maybe if Dark in a vacuum is just setting that up in free play, he'll set it up a little bit lower, exactly where Nwpo pre-jumped. So maybe that's why we saw him fly so low. Credit to Dark, who is going to get a reset. Musty, he can double this. He will. Dark is absolutely popping off right now. Nwpo tries to pre-jump again, but it's not going to work. Dark keeps it ceiling height all the way to the back wall and into the net. That was a nasty shot from Dark. He is such an exciting player to watch, and right now he is combining it with a show match lead, or sorry, show match lead, a game lead, a game win. He's got 2 goals up, now 3 goals up over Nwpo. Sometimes he has a knack of getting clips, but not the game win. Right now he is on track to get his game win, but still a minute 45 left to go. It is going to be a long time that he'll have to hold on to this lead against one of the fastest playing 1v1ers in the game, who certainly is capable of shifting the tides at any moment. He's going to flip into his back corner, though. Dark trying to punish him just by putting that ball top left. He's expecting a fast late recovery from Nwpo, which he thought would result in him going past the near post, but Nwpo did a good enough job at covering that. He's not going to be able to connect on this demo. And Dark, who sees the pre-jump yet again, or I shouldn't say sees, but hears the pre-jump, decides to cut off his wall to air dribble with a pinch. This is a really smart play. I actually think that Dark maybe would have been doing that all along just because he only had 16 boosts, so what kind of air dribble is he going to do? But Nwpo obviously didn't think that. Nwpo was expecting a roll up the sidewall into dribble, and Dark counters that by pinching it underneath him and then doubling it in. 10-6. Dark has a knack of playing in games that are insanely high scoring. I think Nwpo is another player who's going to be willing to play those super high scoring games. So this is probably just going to lead to a very entertaining show match for the viewers. But we'll have to see how future games have gone. People have been able to slow Dark down in the past, but he definitely gets 11 or plus goals or 10 plus goals in his games more often than anybody else. This is a great play from Nwpo. These guys are reading each other's defense really well. Nwpo is going to play this high and make a reset, you know, if necessary, but he sees Dark challenging super high, super early, so just push the ball quickly back down. I also think that was a bit of a poor challenge from Dark. He could have done much better. So Nwpo creeping back, and the way he's been doing it is kickoff wins. Sometimes when Dark is faked, mostly Dark's fakes have worked, but when he's coming to the kickoff, Nwpo's been able to get quick goals. This time he's just going to chip into the sidewall again. We saw him kind of score. Wait, Dark almost owned goal. We saw him score that way on a previous diagonal fake kickoff. What a flick from Dark. Oh, it's crossbarring out instead of crossbarring in. That was an absolute screamer of a shot. But he's not going to be able to get the clip as the ball did not find its way into the net. Dark with 0 boost. Can he stay with this ball? Not after that pop, which is going to get rid of it, but probably did enough. Is Nwpo going to go bump Dark? He's not. He's going to try and go over the top of him. He actually almost doubled it in. I didn't feel like there was an angle to double it. I felt like he had to bump, and all this extra time means even if he had scored it, it's not going to matter. Dark is going to take game 1 against Nwpo in a long best of 5. Hey YouTube, we're trying to get to 30,000 subscribers before the end of the year. It'd be a lot more than I thought I'd be able to do, but it seems possible now. So if you've liked the videos, please subscribe. If not, let's go to game 2. Game number 2. Nwpo and Dark. Dark, as FHus pointed out, looking like maybe the more mechanical player in this first game. Has Dark changed his camera settings? Did they just float back in? Or are they extra far away? Okay, everything seems to be fixing itself a little bit. They seemed far, but they're back to normal now, right? This is not nearly as far as it was when we first saw from his perspective. Nwpo getting in that version 1 decal. We'll see if the new version 1 decal also has the same placebo that every Rocket League player has seemed to give that one. I feel like Beast Mode should be credited for how much players love this decal. And Dark is looking so talented in the air. I am impressed at this performance against Nwpo, who is, not only a good aerial offender himself, he's pretty good at defending the aerial plays. Such a quick player, usually can stop somebody from getting in their groove, but Dark has done a perfect job of reading what Nwpo's doing while in the air. That was a crazy wave dash too, is why I hesitated there for a second while talking about it. That wall dash seemed like it shot Dark up the side wall. Full field dribble for Dark. Nwpo trying to challenge from the ceiling. It's going to work this time. Such an unorthodox defender is Nwpo, always has been. And usually that's enough to convince somebody playing on offense to get completely out of their rhythm. But Dark has felt in rhythm this whole game, despite how Nwpo's been trying to challenge him. It'll be a 2-1 lead for Dark as Nwpo shadows close and then tries to pre-jump straight up in the air. Cannot intercept it. I shouldn't say pre-jump. That was a reaction. But just an early challenge that did not connect. Full field dribble again for Dark. He's going to try and keep it in the air the whole way with resets. It is going to result in ultimately a pretty weak shot. Nwpo should have no trouble saving. Interesting early flick from Nwpo, who had Dark in a tough position. He's going to be forced all the way back into net. Could have waited longer, but decides to just immediately pop the ball. Almost had it work out, as the 50 was just pixels away from not going his way. Now he is going to score his second goal, and this is how Nwpo has always been in 1v1s. Speed over all else, and unpredictability over everything else. Makes it very hard to play against him. Nwpo has won this kickoff. Wall to air dribble for him. Not a great first touch, as he's going to have to force it back on net, but he finds a way to do so. Dark doesn't want to challenge early. Waits on the back wall and knows that it's like, or he actually can't decide whether he wants to go on the back wall or not. I think that's the reason why he's not able to make this save. He thought maybe Nwpo was going to take it to the ground, probably because that first touch wasn't great. It didn't seem like the angle was going to be there. But Nwpo found a way to make it there, and Dark's just going to win this direct kickoff goal. Did Nwpo delay this at all? He tried to wave dash kick off it on the diagonal and didn't really get there fast enough or get square enough on the ball. Dark changed his name. Yeah, I don't know if he's changing his name during the show match or if sometimes I feel like it bounces back and forth if you change your name mid-game. I don't know. It goes between Dark question mark and just question mark. Nwpo can get a fourth. Why the question mark? It's something I haven't asked him yet. Maybe I'll ask him someday. Find out why the question mark. You think that the Falcons will make a roster change next season and probably get Nwpo for Khaled if Nwpo doesn't go back to KRN? I have no idea. It's way too long from now. I think it would be an interesting question if Nwpo was banned for one split, so that basically he was available in the next trade window, but he's not. So it's going to be so long until something like that happens. Dark reset, looking near post. Nwpo able to save it with relative ease, which means free goal. He's changing his name to help with his fake kickoff. I think that the game has fixed that. So once upon a time, Rocket League actually did have a problem. And the problem was that your name dictated how big your nameplate was. There was no minimum size. So you could put like a dot as your name and your nameplate would be extra small. But Rocket League keyed on to that and made a default minimum size for your nameplate. Oh, there's the pogo from Dark. All the Dark fans waiting to see it. But that one wasn't anywhere close to scoring. And Nwpo's going to get this fake. He's going to get a demo. It doesn't look like an air dribble bump because it isn't. It's actually just Dark missing and then Nwpo demoing him for show afterwards. But why not take him off the map? 6-3. With 2 minutes left to go. Nwpo not threatened by this dribble. Able to cleanly backflip challenge and now going to undercut Dark to guarantee he steals this back corner boost. And he's going to undercut him again. He's got him just a bit too far out of net. Dark stays calm. Gets a good enough touch. Eventually, Nwpo is going to get a really strong opportunity. It's just coming. And here it is. Finally, he got it. He knew it was coming. Dark can delay it as long as he wants. Eventually, he's going to have a 0 to 100 boost type play, but Dark handled it and was able to reset. Another undercut by Nwpo. He wants him off the ball. Now he tried to, I think, surprise him with maybe an early challenge that never came, trying to shoot over the top of it. And this might be the relief of the possession. Or no, it's going to be right back on the ball. A high enough touch that Dark never felt like he could gain control of it. Now this is certainly the end of Nwpo's long possession. He's going to pre-jump once again, and he got Dark to make a mistake. This is what Nwpo's been planning on, and the reason why he hasn't backed down from all these pre-jumps. He's got faith that they will continue to work if he keeps putting them against Dark, and this time it does exactly what he was hoping for. Dark, who sees the pre-jump happening, tries to chip the ball and accelerate it early, and ends up just losing control of it because of that. Nwpo's going to fake kick off Dark right back. End up working out. This flip into the corner, a really dangerous position for Nwpo to be playing in, but when has that ever stopped him in the past? Maybe it should have stopped him, since Dark does score the counter. The hook shot is top left. Just great placement. I want to watch this again just so everybody can see how perfectly slotted that shot is. I mean, it is worth note. Nwpo fake kickoff. Gets Dark to chip the ball at him. He's going to try and boom, top right, and he does! Hey, we're talking about placement on Dark shot. This one might have been placed just a little bit better. It is from all the way on Nwpo's own half. That's impossible to stop. Yo, Wizos KK, thank you for the 9 months of Tier 1. Appreciate it. Long time subscriber to the stream. Means a lot. Nwpo's going to be tying up the series. Nwpo fans can feel at ease the way he's been playing in the past few minutes. Everybody who's been watching Dark just wants to see if the pogo is ever going to go in. That was an impressive shot from Nwpo, but I'm just going to skip replays here with 11 seconds left to go. I think both the players and us are ready to watch the next game as soon as possible. But an even matchup, it seems, so far. Will Nwpo be able to take control of this series? Maybe got a read of Dark. I don't know how much Nwpo and Dark have played each other, because Nwpo is in and out of the ranked ones leaderboard. I want to say he's currently out of it. Dark is definitely in. He's been grinding the ones ranked decently hard, I'm pretty sure. So who knows how many times they've matched up before. Yo, Adam Hippo, thank you for the 2 months of Prime. Thank you, thank you. Nwpo and Dark. Game number 3. We have got the match that we wanted. And we got these two players in the game together. Hoping for a close one. Hoping for a mechanical one. That's exactly what's been happening so far. Nwpo, another pre-jump from yesterday. Is it going to work this time? It is not. Tried to intercept this. You can see him adjust late to where Dark's dribble was headed, assuming he doesn't flick the ball, or flip into the ball, I should say. It wasn't really a flick. So credit to Dark for getting that movement on it. Nwpo trying to get a low 50. Why not get a goal? But probably didn't really expect to get a goal anyways. He's just trying to force Dark to make a save and buy himself some time to steal the corner boost. Now Dark doing something similar here with his launch near the crossbar. Nwpo handled it well, has a decent amount of boost, and Dark just got a little bit ahead of himself trying to go for an insane cut. He tried to go all the way from one post to the other, which resulted in just a really weak touch. Dark, great counter. Save off his back wall to the other net. Nwpo was ready for it, though, despite not having any boost. Got back in time. Dark just playing keep away. Didn't really plan on shooting here. Another keep away touch as Nwpo tries to dive in. And this time, the net is free afterwards. Nwpo has 47. Just thought he could surprise Dark as he wave dash out to the side wall. But you see Dark catching and rolling the ball off his car. Just gets at that extra surprising speed that Nwpo was not expecting. Now Dark, the full field dribble from the back corner, which we like to call the Daniel dribble here on stream, because Daniel used to just farm 1v1s this way. He would just every time grab possession in the back corner and then go for a full dribble. Dark, great use of the ceiling and the early touch to once again push past Nwpo, this time accelerating the ball forward before the ceiling challenge. Dark, careful not to 50 that ball into his net with Nwpo, who's got a bounce dribble. Dark's going to challenge it on what was a very high bounce from Nwpo. And it was a great time challenge at that. Nwpo makes it back just in time. And that has been the case for him right now. It's really just fortunate this game isn't flying out of his control, because he has gotten some last-second saves. But I tell you what, he is definitely still in this. He is going to challenge on the wall as he knew Dark was going to roll that ball up. Gets a perfect dunk straight into the net. Nice demo from Nwpo. It's going to be a freebie on the kickoff, and the kickoff has been so good for him. It has been his shining star here in this match so far against Dark. Without it, Dark would have been able to really peel away in both games they've played so far. Power shot from Dark, who tried to catch Nwpo out of position and succeeded. I say tried because Nwpo almost made it back. He just took such a wide turn up this wall. He needed to recognize that the power shot was coming right away. If he grabs the boost and then immediately turns to net, he does get that save. But you see he drove slightly up the wall, thought about maybe challenging on the wall, and did not work out. Nwpo catch and cut immediately towards the net. Dark recognizing that he's going to do that. And what a shot. Look at the power on this. Dark should have been there. I bet you Dark wasn't too worried about getting back to net for this shot. But man, it just came out with so much heat. Dark is just streaming and vibing. Yeah, to be fair, you know, it is tough to win show matches or play your best while streaming. And Dark has made it a habit of going live every time he has played in show matches the past few. Which, credit to him, man. I am all about players streaming and doing content and doing YouTube and taking advantage of, you know, these opportunities. And Dark definitely has one right now. I think people are really excited to watch him play. So you should check him out on Twitch. And I think he's making a smart decision. Anybody who's willing to stream like this and, you know, build a following absolutely should. Nwpo from the ceiling. Wait, Dark. Dark certainly could have saved this. He just watched it roll in. He thought he was going to get a better opportunity to save it at some point. Oh, he just needs to flip into the ball. He paused as the pinch came down. And the slow reaction time is going to be his demise. Dark certainly should not go for this double. I mean, I could have told you that 20 seconds ago, I feel like. As soon as he chipped this, I was like, wait, Dark, what? Are you going to go for this double? I feel like your car hasn't turned around yet. You're not actually going to jump and try and double this, right? But apparently he is. And I guess the only argument you can make for Dark is Nwpo could have been so sure, like I was, that Dark wouldn't go for it, that maybe he just lets the ball come to the ground, right? He's thinking, no way Dark will go. That's the only argument you can make for Dark, is that he's trying to go like 2 steps ahead. But the more straightforward thing that we expected happened, which is Nwpo just beats him to the ball. This pogo is so far away from the net. I can't imagine it resulting in a goal. But what it does do is it keeps Nwpo from trying to challenge him and leads to a decent shot opportunity that Nwpo saves off the crossbar. Now Dark lobbing one at the net and then taking advantage of the fact that he forced Nwpo to stop in his tracks to get that save. Nwpo tried to be cheeky with it and single jump it onto the back wall. He didn't have a ton of options though. He could have maybe backflipped, but when the ball heads directly right into the back of your car, it can be really tough to direct out of danger's way. And Nwpo just felt like the single jump. Oh, that nice adjustment by Nwpo on the read. He pre-jumped, but I think he intentionally turned his car towards where the outplay was going to be made. Dark has been doing the same thing every time. He's been putting extra speed on the ball towards the net whenever Nwpo pre-jumps, and this time he read for that, accounted for it, and actually intercepted it. This is an insane adjustment by Nwpo. Such a smart play by him to make those pre-jumps continue to work. Now, of course, the counter for Dark is to not accelerate the ball on one of those pre-jumps, but that's a hard decision to make because you certainly don't want to let Nwpo just tackle the ball as free as he would if you know, we go back to the beginning of the game. Nice kickoff to make it 8-5. It is a 3-goal lead now with 44 seconds. Dark getting absolutely nothing out of his decision to chip the ball at Nwpo. Oh my goodness, Nwpo. He's throwing the close one too to finish it all off. He is just vibing around the field, tossing the ball back to himself left and right off the walls before eventually getting the tight angle shot. My goodness. 36 seconds. I don't know if Dark's coming back in this one. But he has a couple more opportunities to try and take Nwpo down. 50 on the goal line. Not going to work. Huge bump. Dark recovered before the shot could come. And this isn't an ideal setup for Dark, but he's going to turn it into a pogo. He wins if he gets a pogo. All that matters is whether or not he scores a pogo goal. Looked like he was going to pogo Musty for a second. He actually just kind of faked the Musty flick and hoped to squeeze it in on the near post. And just quite wasn't able to get it because Nwpo did react to the fake. 9-5, maybe one more goal for Nwpo if he backflips this in, and he does. So 10-5. Nwpo's going to get 10 goals as well in one of his game wins. We'll see if Dark can turn it around. Nwpo's pre-jump game and his adjustments on his very aggressive style, because he hasn't ever gone passive. Nwpo hasn't decided to stop chasing the ball. He's just adjusted the way he's done it, and it's been enough to slow down Dark. Dark and Nwpo. Chat letting us know that Dark on his stream right now having a good time in a call with a friend. I think that is a pretty common thing for players to do. I think they like to be in calls. I want to say it was maybe Chronic back in the day who I think explicitly asked to get somebody in the call with him when he was doing the show match. I think it can help tilt for sure, I imagine, being in the call with a friend. And you know, usually that can lead to better play. I would say streaming always, I can't imagine streaming ever helps you. Streaming has got to be something that's just another stressor on your mind, the fact that your stream is live, even if you're not looking at chat and stuff. But having a friend is definitely the meta, I would say. Nwpo right now down 2. Air dribble, such a fast dribble that there's actually not much adjustment he can do to this. Dark, I wonder if he was expecting the reset to come. He kind of pre-jumped it. You know, he was just kind of recovering late, I think is the reason why Dark couldn't save it. which goes to show why the speedy shot worked. Whenever a defender is waiting in net, the speed on the air dribble, where you can't really catch up to it and adjust it, is usually a mistake. It makes it very easy to read, but you know, if you have a recovering defender, that is the time that speed is going to work the best. The wave dash into the ceiling from Nwpo, and then the ground pinch for the goal. Look at this shot. Both these guys are freestyling around the field. Did he have a reset as he fell off? He did, right? Because he wave dashes into the ground again. He's wave dashing on the ceiling, into the wave dash into the ground. Wave dashes everywhere as he ties up this game. Thank you, Inogod, by the way, for the full month of Tier 1. I appreciate that a ton. Pre-jump from Nwpo. Shouldn't be surprised. This time it's a pre-jump into his net. Comes back out to get a save with high speed, and that high speed ends up making it possible for him to steal his own corner boost. It's really hard in those positions to get a save and then win the race to your corner, but one way to do it is to get your speed super high in and out of your net. Nwpo is absolutely the innovator when it comes to finding ways you can stay at top speed as much as possible. And you know what the downside of being an innovator is in this game? Is that you're gonna look silly sometimes. And right now, Nwpo looks silly. What was he thinking on this high speed challenge to Dark in the corner? We'll never know. And on the other side of the field is Dark, who is also an innovator. Dark with his pogos and his fake kickoffs to an extent. I feel like his pogos are more outlandish. People have been fake kickoffing a lot. Dark maybe just does it the most convincing of anybody. But the pogos are something that nobody was using. And the result of him going for them, even now, I would say, still ends up making him look silly 50% of the time. You know, a dunk comes pretty clean and he looks like maybe he made a mistake. But that's just how it goes for these players who are willing to take risks and willing to push the game. So we owe a lot to the Nwpos and the Darks of the world. If you ask me, we owe a lot to all the youngsters who I think are the most innovative players in Rocket League. Always willing to try something new. And that is what makes the game exciting and what pushes the meta. So credit to these guys who, while I've been talking about them, have also put on 10 nasty shots that I haven't fully commented on, like this one from Nwpo. Dark. He actually hasn't got a ton of direct kickoff goals like this. When both of them have gone for standard kickoffs, Nwpo has been the winner. But Nwpo backflipped out of this. Wait, what the heck? That had to result in a worse 50, right? That's crazy. I'm not sure if I've seen somebody do that before. Single jump into the ball, but then diagonal backflip away from it. Is that something that you guys have seen a bunch, chat? Maybe I'm just blind. I don't know what he's hoping for on that recovery. He's going to throw some trash talk here, though, on the great pass as Dark, after faking the kickoff, tries to pop the ball and then get his own corner boost, but he's forced higher on the wall than he wants to because Nwpo is chasing him down, and that forces him to recover late to then Nwpo's eventual shot. That's why he throws the great pass, because he's I mean, there's probably some slight frustration whenever you get faked, and he's saying, you know, take that. You can fake all you want, but I'm just going to get goals from it. I don't know. Nwpo does that on occasion, by the way. That single jump kickoff where he tries to attack the ball high. I can't say that I've seen it used to enough effect to say that, you know, I can recommend it to players. But that would not be the only thing that Nwpo does that I wouldn't recommend to other players. So I don't think that matters to him at all. Dark reset into the ball at the midfield. Try and mix up his ground game with some resets as well, and it's going to work. We are at 7-5 with over half this game left to go. These guys just love putting in goals. Nwpo didn't want to challenge ever during that dribble, which kind of surprises me. It felt like there were a couple different moments he could have tried to challenge Dark on the ground there. Maybe didn't like what he thought would result from the 50. Dark sees the early challenge, resets over the top, and that has been the MO for Dark this whole game. We talked about Nwpo's pre-jumps being adjusted earlier. This one was not an adjusted one. Definitely angled at where Dark was dribbling to start the dribble. But I actually expect Nwpo to do what he did before, which is pre-jump, maybe start for a moment taking a regular angle, and then turn to account for the fact that Dark is going to play it past him. Because Dark has been 100%. When he sees the pre-jump, he plays it over. And he's done that every single time. So until Nwpo starts, until Dark starts trying to counter back, I feel like Nwpo needs to adjust for that. That was also a great pinch on the side wall and rush out to the midfield. I mean, every single play is so exciting that you can't talk about one for more than 30 seconds because both these players have done something insane during the moments you took to talk. Nwpo, well, that was a greedy cut out to the midfield to pick up some more boost. And even though Dark doesn't score the initial shot, he's just going to demo and get the next one. Nwpo must have felt really starved out if he thought it was worth it to go that far out of net to get some pads. Fake kick out from Dark. This time, Dark gets a good enough touch out of the midfield that he gets away with getting chased down, because that was nearly identical kickoff. The difference was that Dark just got a better first touch that was more into the side wall, so Nwpo didn't have the angle to shoot, or as quickly. Nwpo had to wait a little bit longer, and so Dark got that save. 10-6. Guys, we have a minute 40. Both these players could score 10 very realistically. Nwpo, interesting pinch. Imagine it just goes off the sidewall ceiling and straight in. I would barely be surprised in this game. Dark dropping this down to himself. Thought he could power shot past the recovery from Nwpo, which is surprising considering it was pretty clear how soft Dark's shot was going to be. What? Could Dark not get to that? The long shot from Nwpo. I mean, I guess he decided it wasn't in, and he just, I don't know, it's just impossible to read, I guess. No way to know how it's coming off that post. Dark speeding past Nwpo, who once again undercuts. And the recovery, look at the shot. This is the kind of surprising speed that I feel like Dark was hoping for in one of his early shots. Tries to recover from the undercut. It's all about those undercuts. You see Nwpo doing it all the time, and they're very important in 1v1. Every time you can find a position where you can make your opponent's landing awkward, especially with how fast everyone is nowadays, it's just so killer to be paused for even a moment by something like that. Nwpo, great use of the reset. It wasn't a pogo, but it has the spirit of a pogo, but this is something the ones players have been doing for a long time. Protecting the ball and then just jumping when you hit the ground. (9-10). I feel like we're going to get 20 goals at least. No way they go idle for the last 40 seconds. But what I really want to see is both of them scoring at least 10. Nwpo not able to gain control of this ball quick enough to make the shot. And now trying to steal the midfield boost. Neither one of them got it. It must not have respawned as early as they thought. Nwpo could steal this one, and Dark knows it, so Dark just kind of backs off. Nwpo, this first touch is going to be hard to shoot in an effective manner. He's going to have to just launch it straight at Dark. Too much lateral movement. Dark, though, needs to be really careful here. And the dunk, and there is the goal. I thought for a second I jinxed it. We had 40 seconds of almost no goals, but there it is. The Nwpo one that I promised. 10-10 in regulation. For all we know, it could end here in the next 2 seconds if somebody plays the kickoff right. Nwpo, he is underneath this. He certainly could flick this to the net. Dark's going to save it. Nwpo's going to be able to keep it up, though. Another soft touch. Using the wall. Should be able to keep it up with ease. Now wall to air dribble. A reset. He'll bring back down to the ground. The flick high. Dark saves it, but it is still in the air. Dark has the boost now. We've seen him dribble the full field from this position before. Who would have thought Dark would be the one winning this game in regulation after what Nwpo started, but Dark does have the ball fall to the ground before the net, so it'll be 10-10 overtime. Dark needs the game win to keep the series going longer. Nwpo is going to dive into the corner to steal the boost. He misses the ball here, but he actually might have undercut Dark there a little bit as he tried to gain control. Nwpo's trying to outspeed Dark right now to the net, and he won! There it is. What a save even! What a save! I swear I've never seen this out of Nwpo. I don't know if these guys have beef or something, but Nwpo's going to throw the what a save as the game ends. The GG's from Dark still. Doesn't seem to be too much bad blood despite the little trash talk. But GG's indeed. What a game. 11-10. Nwpo's going to finish it off. My goodness. We knew this was going to be a good match, but we really got what we hoped for with this one. Nwpo takes it 3-1. My goodness.